All right. Good morning, good afternoon, depending on whenever you're looking at this. I wanted to take some time to go over your day 3 reading from the Mix-Up Files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankenweller. I wanted to go over some of the most missed questions. So let's go ahead and get started. It says to describe Jamie when he finds out that he will not be hiding in the woods. So in order to answer that question, I moved to pages 23 and 24. So if you have your book, you can follow along with me. So I'm going to just go ahead and get started reading about halfway, well, a little bit further up from the book. So Jamie and Claudia are starting to have a conversation, and it says Jamie starts to list the things that he brings. So my compass that I got last year for my birthday. Why'd you even bother bringing that? You're carrying enough weight already. So remember, earlier in the chapter, Claudia realized that Jamie has all of his money, but all of his money is in change. So she's saying, you already have enough stuff. Why would you bring a compass? So he says, you need a compass to find your way around in the woods. Out of the woods. Everyone uses compasses for that. What woods? Claudia asked. The woods that we'll be hiding out in, Jamie answered. Hiding out in? What kind of strange language is that? English language. That's what kind. Whoever told you that we were going to hide out in the woods? Claudia demanded. There. You said it. You said it, Jamie shrieked. Said what? I never said that we were going to hide out in the woods. Claudia was yelling too. So here, Claudia was yelling too, T-O-O. That means in addition. They are both now yelling at one another because Jamie's trying to make his point. You said we were going to hide out in the woods. Claudia's trying to make her point. I've never even said that. I said hide out, but I didn't say we were going to do so in the woods. No, you said hide out in. I did not. Jamie exploded. So he is going up in his level of frustration and anger and being upset. You did too. You said, whoever told you that we were going to hide out in the woods? You said that. Okay. Claudia replied. She was trying hard to remain calm. So Jamie is escalating in his feelings, and Claudia is trying to bring things back down. She was trying hard to remain calm, for she knew that the leader of a group must never lose control of herself, even if the group she leads consists of only herself and her brat brother. So I can keep going on to page 24, and it keeps going with their dialogue. But if I'm trying to describe Jamie, I could describe him as being persistent. Because he keeps reminding Claudia of what she says, and he is not backing down. He's yelling. So there is a bit of anger between the two of them. So he may be frustrated or annoyed that his sister isn't doing things the way he would want this runaway experience to be. So since we were on page 23, I want us to look at the question that says, about Claudia's feelings and how they've changed as it relates to Jamie throughout the chapter. So on page 22-23, she does become very much annoyed with Jamie, because that's when she realizes that Jamie has this change in his pockets, is weighing him down, is causing a lot of noise. There are children that they are running away, so they don't want the extra attention being drawn onto them. But having all this noise, Claudia is very much annoyed with Jamie. She's annoyed that he thinks that they're going outdoors and that this is some type of camping experience, and that's not the way things she had planned. They continue to argue, but as we get to the end of the chapter, because the question asked about how her feelings change. So in the beginning of the chapter, she's a bit annoyed with her younger brother, but as we get to the end of the chapter on page 27, that very last paragraph, and in all the courses of the miles, Claudia stopped regretting. She stopped regretting bringing Jamie along. In fact, they emerged from the train at Grand Central into an underworld of cement and steel that leads to the terminal. Claudia felt that having Jamie was important. So she went from being frustrated to saying, well, you know what, having him here is an important thing for me. So her feelings about Jamie are changing now that she's in this new space, an unfamiliar space, unfamiliar to both of them. How well I know those feelings and hollow that come from the dimly lit concrete ramp. And his money and radio were not the only reason. Manhattan was called for courage of at least two Kincaids. So both Jamie and Claudia would have to be together in order to have enough courage to really go through with this. So she goes from being frustrated of having him because he's an annoying little brother to being grateful that she actually has someone to be with her throughout this whole entire experience. So if we look at why was Claudia glad to have Jamie, that goes along with the exit ticket as well. They were entering a whole new realm, a whole new space that they had never been in before. And so now having someone with her, she's more grateful. It's going to need the courage of both her and her brother. Last question is the meaning of the word quarrel. So I find the word quarrel on page 26. So as I read around that word, I'm trying to figure out, well, what was happening in that section. So I'm going to start at halfway through the American language. The American language, Jamie answered, American James Kincaid language. And they both left the bus, forgetting caution. So forgetting to think about what's around them and remembering only their quarrel. So if I back up in that page, I see that Jamie and Claudia were having a conversation about feeling that you're going to be robbed of what's mostly their money. If I flip back to the page before, Jamie wanted to actually do a hitchhike and have an experience of thrill, and like something could happen to them. And Claudia wants to play it safe. She does not want to risk them being in any type of danger. So she wants things to be organized, planned, and to be as safe as possible. So no hitchhiking. And so they didn't just sit down and have a conversation kindly with one another. That was an argument that they were having. They were going back and forth with one another about how this plan of running away should be. So the quarrel that they are having is an argument. It's a fight that they're having. All right, so we'll be back again next time to go over days 4 and day 5.